And what is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai, and today we're going to be showing you how to side chain that beat. Alright, today you see some side chaining happening to this band over here, and I'll show you how to set that up. Basically, I'll give you a case scenario. Why would you want to side chain a beat, right? So if you don't have access to, or even have access to the trackouts of an instrumental, sometimes you might have a mid-range or higher mid-range that might be drowning out your vocal. You might be feeling like, damn, this beat is so powerful I can't actually rap over it. So EQing the beat might take away a lot of the energy throughout the whole song, because there might be parts of the song where you're not rapping, but you've got this big EQ dip happening, cutting out a lot of the work and effort that the producer put in, for the enjoyers to listen to. So being able to sidechain an instrumental is a nice way for it's a nice way to carve. As you can see, it's dipping away a certain frequency, and generally I would sidechain around 1000. You could do it at even the lower mids if you feel like the 808 is crunching you a bit. You can apply this technique really to anything, to give one thing or one element space over another element, right? But adaptively, right? As you can see, things are shifting and changing constantly. So when I stop talking, nothing happens, right? So firstly, we need to set this all up. So this is a pretty complicated setup, but there are a million ways to do this. This is the way I've learned in FL, and we used to use this when I used to record adverts. Every time the voiceover person would speak over a instrumental, like a advert or something, this is a nice way for his voice to kind of be the loudest and most proudest part of the mix. So yeah, the first thing I do is I set up a trigger channel, right? So I route whatever I need to be the trigger, right, which is my voice in this case scenario. I route that to a channel, right? So here we go. And then on that channel, I'm going to set up a Fruity Peak controller. This is a plugin that comes bundled with FL Studio, and I use these settings just as a starting point. You can copy these and save these as a preset, but they will change. I'll just kind of break down what these elements do. So basically, the bass is where let's just say in this instance the band will return to or start, right? So as you can see, if I dip it, it returns to there, right? So I've set it up so that it goes back to 0, right? So I'm not really affecting the beat when it's not in use, you know what I mean? Secondly, I will use the volume knob to tell the P controller how much do I want to reduce every time there is signal coming through this P controller. So I can dip it, and as you can see, my voice gets more aggressive, but we'll go back to there just because we don't want to take out too much energy of the track. Second is the tension, so how aggressive this happens. So if I turn this all the way up, you can see it's kind of like abrupt, and if I turn it down, it barely kicks in, you know what I mean? So you can use the tension, it kind of speaks for itself. The decay is basically the speed at which it'll return to its original form, which is the bass, right? So if I go to really slow, it'll take like 2 days to return back. If you go really fast, you're going to probably get distortions in your instrumental, because generally sound doesn't do that. So this is kind of a cool point for me. This is a nice starting point. You can adjust it and maneuver it. We won't go over the LFO because that is a rhythmic thing, and we don't really want to affect that too much, so we'll leave that there. Okay, right, so now we've got a trigger, but now we need to trigger something, right? Get triggered, baby. So we're gonna set up a EQ. You can use whatever you like. This is what I like doing. So as you can see here, we are going to click on whatever we want to affect, go to link to controller, and we're gonna look for our parameter, right? So this, once you have the P controller open, FL Studio should pick up on that and be able to offer you some options, right? So sidechain trigger, and we're gonna go for peak, and we're not using LFO, we're just using peak. We're gonna click on there. I already have. So there we go. So now that that's been done, we obviously need our beat going through this channel, right? So just for starters, I'll use some white pink noise just to show you kind of an example of what it may sound like. So as you can hear over there, what I'll do is I'll just, what is up, everybody? You know what I mean? So as you can hear, let's even make this like a lot wider. So while I'm speaking, you can hear the pink noise is kind of dying. When I leave it alone, it kind of ducks back to reality, right? So let's just undo that and get back to where we were, right? Cool. So there we go. Now we're gonna get our little instrumental out. This is just kind of a beat that I mixed quickly. I didn't really concentrate too much on it, but I'll just give you a slight example. We'll turn the beat down a bit just so it's kind of background music, and you can kind of hear or let's go back to our normal kind of rap level. And just so you can hear the instruments, I'll just play the song firstly without any side. Oh, that is really loud. I apologize for that. That is really loud. So there you go. As you can hear, the mid-range is pretty powerful. The pads are pretty powerful, all of that. So it becomes pretty hard to rap over. And that is usually a production mistake. So it's good I'm calling that out. So yeah, we'll engage the trigger. What we'll do is, because we know that it's pretty powerful, let's drop it a little bit. You wouldn't really want to do this for your final mix, but just to exaggerate the effect. So here we go. Yeah, what is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. You know what I mean? You can hear how like much of the instrumental is kind of going down. Let's do it to the bass. Yeah, you know what I mean? So there you go. Without it, yeah, my voice is drowning out in the instrumental. But now when I speak, I suddenly have space and time, you know what I mean? Yeah, Farai, you killed that sidechain. So there you go. That's pretty much it. Easy as pie, you know what I'm saying? Drink more water, you know what I'm saying? Stay hydrated. It is summertime where I'm at. If it is winter where you are, stay safe. Don't slip on no ice. If anyone watched the latest Dragon Ball Z episode, Vegeta falling. Anyway, yeah, it is your boy Farai. Watch this video once or twice. Maybe write down all of these steps because it is kind of complicated. I'm not gonna go through them again because it does take time to explain. But yeah, it is your boy. Drop a like if you learned something. Subscribe if you have not. Shout out to everybody that has subscribed. The army is strong. You know what I'm saying? We're going on 1.6k. That is amazing. As I say every time, when I started this channel, I didn't know I'd ever get a following. So it's amazing. YouTube is an awesome platform, and we need to use it wisely. Don't spend all your time just enjoying all the funny content. Learn something. Every day we learn something, and life goes on. So yeah, it is your boy Farai signing out. Peace.